What's up, guys? We're here today in Schedule 1 to go through a really solid setup for the barn once you get it as a property. Now, the barn is a great place to get, well, you're going to want to, I definitely recommend, don't necessarily save up for it right at first. Buy the bungalow first, then buy this, then buy the warehouse. You'll have more than enough money to. Once you buy the barn, if you're like me, you see all this space and it's like, where do I even start? Where do I even start putting stuff? So I want to show you guys a really efficient setup. We're going to go all the way around. I'll give you tips as we go. I'm going to have a tips video on the channel as well, but I'm going to go through all the tips and tricks, setting stuff up here, help you make the most of the space, hopefully. And even if you decide to grow, make different drugs that I'm making or this or that, hopefully there'll be some good tips for you here. Starting from the outside, honestly, because there's lots of tips and things to go from here. Now, I only have 2 employees here. I got one to pick up the trash and one chemist. That's up to you. We can go over that in a separate video or whatever. The van. All right, I am starting out here. So this is a useful vehicle. The best vehicle in the game is obviously the skateboard, which you see me holding here. The skateboard is the best vehicle in the game. Anyone will tell you that. During the day, so what I do is I park this thing here at night. I fill this thing up with, well, right now it's filled up with just random dregs from test runs I did, experimentation, right? So I park this out in town, and I generally park this at the parking garage. It's a decent place to park it. I park this somewhere in town during the day and use it as a mobile dealing spot. At night, I have this parked here, and I've just filled this with whatever comes out of here. Right, so coming in here in the entrance, this right here is usually where I park my stuff that I'm holding. My gun, my skateboard, my drugs. Never leave home without my gun and my skateboard, but I park that stuff right here by the door. I think it's real handy. Also here I have a little table with just random stuff I can grab as well. That's a good idea. On the other side of the door, what's a really good idea is I have 4 shelves here. I think a lot of people do this. Actually, I think a lot of people do a lot of the things I'm doing in here. I have 4 shelves here by the door. That's so that for delivery trucks, those 4 shelves will hold everything from both delivery trucks. So it's a really good idea to keep 4 shelves by your door and keep them empty so that when the trucks are here, you can just offload it and then you can sort out later, right? So then as long as we're on shelves, there's a few things to say about shelves here. Going around the outside of your barn, this goes with any property. I think the most, especially here, okay, we'll say for the barn, right? For the barn, the most efficient way to do this is to have shelves literally lining the walls and then have your equipment inboard of that. It gives you, well, of course it gives you more storage space, but the thing is, each piece of equipment, see, like right here, we have chemistry labs, so we have acid and phosphorus and pseudo on the walls behind them, right? Going down here, we have mixing stations. Behind the mixing stations is the appropriate, for our current run of meth that we're doing right now, there's all the ingredients for our recipe. I think everyone kind of does that. And it takes basically no space. It honestly looks good. It gives your equipment something to set against, and it lets you, like that. All right, so right here I have the meth lab. This is how I laid mine out. So this is just kind of a tip. Like if you didn't know, like, how do I want to lay out my barn? Well, because that's how, like I said, that's how I was. So I put the meth lab here. I have it with 3 chem stations and 3 ovens. Now, I didn't put it in just one long row because I didn't want NPCs and myself to get stuck pathing up and down a long row. So I have a little break in it here with a little L-shaped island here so you can get through. I think that's really convenient for moving around. Also, yeah, like I said, not bumping into NPCs. Now, I have 3 and not 4. The reason I have 3 is my NPC out there, my chemist, he'll work 2. He works that one in that oven and this one in this oven. And I have this 3rd one just for me. That way, I like fiddling around. I like making meth. It's fun. Also, I can be productive. While he's being productive in his 2, I can make meth over here and we don't get in each other's way. So I think that's kind of a cool idea. That's what I did. And then this shelf right here, again, of course, shelves all along the wall, outside, everything. This shelf here, I just stack all the meth that, whatever. Moving down from there, I have my brick press here. I think it's a good spot for it. A lot of times I brick up, like here you can see I have quite a bit of meth that's waiting to be done something with. And sometimes, so I have the brick press here because a lot of times I'll just brick up meth if I'm making too much to mix. You can see right here, this shelf here, we have bricks lined up. All of just the silver That's just unmixed meth. The pink bricks here, I give to the dealers. I sell out of baggies, and I just give them bricks. So here I have basically the same stuff I sell, but in brick form to give them. Works out really well. Okay. So the brick press is here so that we can brick straight off of the chemistry station, or after we're done mixing, we can brick if we're giving it to the dealers. And of course, at the end of the mixing stations, we have the packaging station, because I usually run stuff in bags, and it looks like that could use some more baggies. I've not been doing jars in a long time, so I don't even have a jar one over here. I don't put anything in jars. I either brick it or bag it. That makes sense to me. Right, so yeah, my current recipe is, Addy, Horsecomb, Addy, Viagra. Creates a really good, valuable meth. So I got everything just kind of lined up here for this. Now, the shelves here. So, the shelves here, there's 16 total mixing ingredients. So, I recommend you do, this is a great idea. I have this set up at here and also at the warehouse. I have 16 shelves, 16 and only 16 right here in this group. Between those guys there, these here, and these back here. Like I said, exactly 16 and only 16. And I have a strict rule, which is being broken only slightly by some weed seeds here, so just ignore that. Strict rule that only one ingredient per shelf, that ingredient and only that ingredient and nothing else. Because it's really easy to get stuff stuck up here in a mess. You know, like you have some overflow Horsecomb, so you throw it over here. Next thing you know, oh, there's not enough space for my chilies. I'll throw them over here. So I say strict rule, one ingredient and only that one ingredient on these 16 shelves. It keeps them neat. If you need overflow, that's what the shelves are for along the wall. That's the beauty of this. So my Adderall, I keep stocked up here and here for the two different Adderall steps in my meth. Overflow Adderall goes back here. Because I use so much of it, because I use it for 2 steps in my meth, because there's so much, if there's overflow, there's other shelves, and there's a little trick with shelves back here we'll talk about in a minute. So yeah, I recommend this. Having exactly 16 shelves makes things nice and neat and organized. These are in no particular order, just the order I originally put them there in, and it works fine, right? All right, so that's those shelves. Back here, we have these shelves. These are like extra overflow. Like here, I ordered too much iodine on a shipment once. It filled the iodine shelf there, so I put it here, overflow. And then we have overflow. That's this shelf. I fully recommend you guys have this. This is a shelf full of shelves. Most genius idea. I just kind of thought of it the other day. I was like, you know what we should do? So I have this at all my properties. It's a shelf full of shelves. We need more shelves. We take out more shelves, right? It's, yeah. So whenever if you haven't done that, go down to the hardware store and just buy a bunch of stacks of shelves, and that will ensure that you always have, yeah, so if you're doing some rearranging or whatever, you can pop out some temporary shelves, move stuff around, and put them back over here. Back here, extra magazine for the pistol. Yeah. I keep one extra magazine in the back of the shop, one in the truck. Never leave home without it, because you never know when someone's going to get pissed off at you and take a shot. Right. Moving upstairs. Up here, we have a little living area. I decided to put this up here. I think probably most people do. It's a nice out-of-the-way spot for the beds. It looks nice. And, yeah. I guess you could put stuff up here, but there's really no need to. All right, so moving down here. So, I decided, anyway, so these 16 shelves, these go here because this way, so we're moving to the weed side. So, as you can see, we have the meth side, the weed side. I wanted a central place for all the ingredients, so there you go. In the center here, we have kind of like the output, right? Here's where it all starts. It goes to the back, right? Through the mixing and everything, through the packaging, and then comes to the middle, and then here is the output, right? It's the same way on both sides. On the weed, here's the output. On the meth, here's the output. Here we have loose baggies and stuff like that. Notice there's Coke in here too. All my Coke is done at the warehouse, but this is my main base of operations, so the Coke gets made there, and also the Coke does come out here, because this is where I sleep every night. This is my output, so every morning I'm like, what am I selling? Where's it at? Here you go. So, loose baggies, bricks, and it's kind of the same over here. I don't do much with weed, so I have just some random weed buds sitting here, and then weed bricks. I don't do much with weed. And so I don't have a whole lot of plants. and I don't have the best equipment. I'm using these lights, honestly, because they're pretty. I like the purple lights. This is more than enough weed for me. As you can see, I have plenty of weed piled up. When you get into coke and meth, I don't see a whole lot of reason to do it, except for unless you want to. It's the beauty of the game. Whatever you want to do. You know, I could be doing strictly coke. It makes way more money, but I like meth because I like the shiny crystals. I'm going to be honest. I like playing with the shiny crystals. Yep. So yeah, whatever floats your boat. If you want more weed, here you go. I have it set up like so. Plants here. I could put in another row of plants. 2 mixers. Brick press if I need it. This stuff. We need to pack this stuff up and sell this. They just recently put the pawn shop in the game, so now this stuff can be sold. It was just sitting there. I didn't know what to do with it. Where did I box that other stuff up? I had some stuff that was going to go to the pawn shop. Oh, I know where I put that stuff. I put that stuff right here. Okay, so this is stuff that's going to the pawn shop. I'm going to sell those. I just don't want to destroy it. This stuff only cost a couple $100. It's insignificant, but fond memories of my old grow tents from the motel room days. So we'll take that down to the pawn shop and sell it. So that's pretty much it, guys. That is a really good, I think it's a good layout for the barn. And if you didn't have any ideas, didn't know where to start, decent place to start, I think, you know? Pick one half for one kind of drug, one half for one kind of drug. Best way to start off is, of course, line your walls with shelves. Once I did that, everything kind of came together. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to tell me what you think down in the comments below. I'll also have a tips and tricks video coming up. I'm going to have Schedule 1 content coming up very regularly, as this game has become like pretty much the only thing that I play right now. Besides Breakpoint every week with my friends, I'm playing this on a daily basis. Like, yeah. And so I'll have videos for warehouse layout, the bungalow layout. The bungalow is like my favorite place. I'm going to do something really cool with it. We'll have a layout for that. And lots more stuff. I love your comments and input down below. Be sure to leave a like if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell. Keep apprised of things here on the channel and help the video get noticed. Things like that. It's all very good. Guys, thanks a lot. I'm Ryan from Dark Alley. I'll catch you guys next time.